Every summer you try something new. The plug-in on the outlet. The aerosol with the warning label you have to hold your breath to use. Maybe the exterminator, whose bill arrives and whose insects arrive again 2 weeks later through the same gap they always use. Same door. Same result. In a lot of Japanese homes, the approach is different, and it costs about $1. Not killing what gets in. Making the doorway a place insects don't want to cross in the first place. By the end of this, you will know how to mist a door frame so mosquitoes, flies, ants, and cockroaches avoid it through the whole summer with something you can likely pick up for almost nothing. The material is hakka, Japanese peppermint oil. Here is the problem with the aerosol, the plug-in, the exterminator visit. Each one targets what is already entered. The insect is already in your kitchen, already on your counter, already past the point where you wanted to stop it. You kill it, or it wanders out. And 2 days later, another one finds the same crack in the same door frame and makes the same trip. The door itself is never addressed. You are cleaning up after the problem, never ahead of it. Hakka oil changes that. It is rich in menthol, and menthol works on many insects the way a smell you genuinely cannot stand works on you. It keeps you out of the room before you have any reason to be there. Mosquitoes, flies, ants, cockroaches tend to avoid air and surfaces that are heavy with it. It does not poison them. It deters. That distinction matters because it means you are not counting kills. You are changing whether they approach at all. That is the whole logic of this. And now the method, because that logic is only useful if you know how to apply it. What you need is simple. A small spray bottle, water, a few drops of hakka oil, and a splash of plain alcohol or witch hazel. The alcohol is the dispersant. Oil and water will separate on their own, so without something to help them mix, you end up spraying plain water half the time. Shake the bottle before every use. That matters more than any other instruction here. Then mist lightly, lightly, across the points insects actually use to get in. The door frame, the threshold, window screens. Any gaps around vents or the edges of drains. You are not soaking anything. A fine mist across those surfaces is enough. If you would rather not spray, a cloth with a few drops of hakka oil set near the door does the same job. Leave it somewhere it will not be moved. For crawling insects specifically, ants, cockroaches, run a light line along the baseboards and under the sink where they tend to travel. For mosquitoes, your focus is the screens, and any place standing water sits nearby, because that is where they come from before they reach your door. The one thing the method asks of you is consistency. Menthol evaporates. In a few days, the scent at the threshold has faded enough that it stops working, so you reapply through the season. Every few days, a quick mist. That is the whole routine. 30 seconds every few days against the same insects you have been fighting all summer. 2 mistakes are worth naming, because they quietly ruin this otherwise simple thing. The first is making the spray too weak by skipping the dispersant. If the oil is pooling instead of misting, shake longer, or add a little more witch hazel. The second is treating this as a one-time application. You missed once, feel like you handled it, and do not touch it again for 2 weeks. By then, the menthol is long gone and the door is open again. Set a small reminder. Make it a habit the way you would wipe the counter. Not a project, just a refrain. Now, if insects are already inside and the problem is established, redirect the spray to your perimeter. Door frame, baseboards, window edges, the threshold. Use it as a boundary while you address what is already there through whatever means fit the infestation. This method is strongest at prevention. It will not clear a nest that already exists inside your wall. A serious infestation still needs proper pest control. Misting the doorframe does not fix what is already behind it. A few honest limits, stated plainly. Keep the concentrated oil away from pets. Cats in particular are sensitive to essential oils, and this is not something to use casually around them. Keep it diluted and out of reach of children. Ventilate when you apply it. And know that it works alongside the basics that matter more than any scent. A torn screen repaired, standing water emptied, food in sealed containers, crumbs wiped the same evening. If those conditions are not in place, no scent at the threshold will hold back an insect that has a good reason to come in. This works best when the fundamentals are already working with it. Results also vary by insect and by how concentrated you make the spray. Strongest at the threshold when insects have not yet entered. Weakest once they are already nesting inside. Japan was once one of the world's great peppermint producers. Kitami, in Hokkaido, supplied a large share of the world's mint oil in the early 20th century. Hakka-yu, peppermint oil, is still a summer staple there. A dab on the back of the neck for cool relief in the heat. A few drops in the bath. And a long, quiet practice of using it around the house against insects, not because it appeared on a label, but because it worked and it was already there. That word, hakka. And that habit belonged to the same instinct running through all of these household methods. Low-tox, use what you have, tend the thing instead of replacing it. Not a product category. A long view. If the threshold smells like this, summer is manageable. The cost is nearly nothing. A small bottle of hakka oil runs about $1. Each use costs a few cents. Set that against an exterminator's visit, or against an aerosol that kills only the insects it lands on and wears off within a day or two. This costs nearly nothing and addresses the entry point directly. It is also food safe enough to use in a kitchen without a warning label, which, if you have read the back of the aerosol can, is not a small thing. If this is a habit you want to keep, next time I will show you the Japanese no-chemical method that